Hey crew, Conrad coming at you with the news, events, and weather for April 2025. Now, first up, we always do the news, right? The first topic in the news, though, is going to be, Conrad, where the hell have you been? That's right, I have not created any YouTube content for probably about the last 6 months, and I'll explain that in a moment. But first, I want to tell you, here's your trigger warning, because it's going to be a personal issue of mine, as well as millions of other people out there. It's near and dear to my heart. It just needs to be expressed and told, and I will actually have a future episode on this as well, where we will be donating portions of proceeds and so forth to this cause. All right, so without further ado, Conrad, where have you been? Here it is. So for myself personally, I have struggled with depression, severe depression, and suicidal ideations for the entirety of my life. It's something that I've been able to manage, but the last 2 to 3 years have just been a downward spiral for me. Fortunately, I found a primary care physician who actually cared, didn't just throw medications at me, and got me on the right path to getting healthy. I'm going to do a future episode on this and discuss this, because this is near and dear to my heart, just as anybody else that has issues, because I know that millions of people suffer from depression and suicidal ideations, and I'm here to tell you there is help out there. 988, the Suicide Crisis Lifeline. If you're in that position and you feel like, hey, I'm just in this alone, I got no help, nobody's there for me, dial that number. If you feel like, I do have people in my life, but they just don't understand, dial that number. I'm going to tell you right now, I have. It's not something that I'm like super excited to share with you guys, but also at the same time, I want to come out here and publicly say that I suffer from this as a man. It is what it is. It's not going away. I know it's not going away for me personally. I'm just doing my best to manage it for the rest of my life. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So that's the, hey, Conrad, where the hell have you been? We didn't see you at the Dunes. We haven't seen any of your content online or anything like that. And it's really just me just trying to put the pieces together. So thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share. And if I can just help one person out of this, it'll be all worth it for me to share what's going on in my life personally. Okay, so next, let's get into the fun news, right? Okay, let's go. I am extremely pleased to let you know that yes, we will be vending at the 2025 Sand Sports Super Show at the Orange County Fairgrounds in my hometown of Costa Mesa, California. I'm super stoked about this because it's something I've been trying to do for the last couple of years. And as you just heard, I really couldn't put the pieces together, but I have reserved a booth. We will be there with merch and all the things. So I'm super stoked to announce that. And yeah, okay. Next, whip flags. So I've had a few people ask for whip flags. Very few, indeed. But anyhow, I want to supply them. So I went into our Facebook group, Sandcar Buy Sell Crew, which you should join, and asked. I gave these 5 different designs, just the standard black, this background, that background, blah, 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 blah. We have almost 33,000 members in the group. 19 people responded. That's right. And they all voted for the plain Jane Sandcar Buy Sell Crew plain black flag with our button logo on there. So that's what we are going to be making. These will be available soon on the website, as well as a few other things, and at the Sand Sports Super Show as well. I will let you know as soon as they're released. Okay, next. A big win for Oceano Dunes, or Pismo Dunes as me and the other old timers call it, was had recently. Here's a news release, and I'm just going to read a small portion of it. Today, the California Court of Appeal in Ventura held that the California Coastal Commission exceeded its authority in attempting to ban OHVs at Oceano Dunes. It further stated, here we conclude the Commission did not have the authority to phase out OHV use because the LCP permits such use, and it also states that one of its main goals is to maximize public recreational opportunities, including OHV use at Oceano Dunes. So this is a big win. If you'd like to learn some more information about it or you want to get involved, head over to oceanodunes.org and read up on the rest of this. But I will be getting a little bit more involved and finding out some more information and repeating this. recording this, sharing this with you in the near future. Okay, what did I have left? Absence, Sand Show, Pismo, Flags. Okay, then we're going to move on to the events, starting with Desert Fest out at Lasertown, Johnson Valley, California, April 4th through 6th. So that's coming up pretty soon. Actually, that's this weekend. Brought to you by Friends of Oceano Dunes. Imagine that. What do we have? Camping, barbecue, raffle, camp games, auction, the sandbar, entertainment, campfires, vendors, fun in the dirt, and all that Johnson Valley has to offer. Vendors. Man, I gotta get my ass in gear. We need to be at these events, right? Right. Okay, for more information, check it out at oceanodunes.org. Next. And yes, I know it is time for me to take my editing and my production to the next level, but it's got to take some time. So I guess I'll do it over the summer because this stupid way of doing the photos like this and the whole nine and having to edit and all this stuff looks really sloppy, but hey, I'm self-taught by YouTube. I digress. Moving on, what do we have? Long Beach Grand Prix is coming up April 11th through the 13th. What will you find there? Stadium Super Trucks put on by Robbie Gordon. If you haven't seen these trucks in person, you owe it to yourself to go out to the Long Beach Grand Prix. Yeah, watch the road cars. They're neat and all. But you really need to see these trucks flying off the ramp with these big V8s. It's a super, super good time. Go check it out. Okay, next event. All right, how about a small local event if you happen to be around the Temecula area? Check this out. Menifee Off-Road Nights. Bring your Jeep, trucks, 4Runners, and Frankenstein crawlers and show them off. Where's it going to be? The Pizza Factory off of Newport Road and Murrieta Road in Menifee, California, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the 18th. What is the 18th? Friday the 18th is when that is. Go check it out. Tell them Conrad sent you from Dune Dorks. Next. All right, and how about for all you hard pack guys that love Ocotillo Wells? You know, I've been there a couple of times, but I think I need to get me a side-by-side. Did you see that new Kawasaki that's coming out? 4-cylinder, supercharged, something along those lines? Yeah, that's going to be a bitchin' pretty car. Okay, moving on. What do we have? Full throttle off-road car and truck show at Iron Door Bar. Saturday, April 12th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Music, raffles, trophies, food, specials, and more. Go check it out. Okay, I think I've got one more event in California. Next up, we've got the Fast House 2-Stroke World Championship, April 18th and 19th, brought to you by Wiseco. Where's this going to be held at? The world famous Glen Helen Raceway. Friday is practice and Saturday is race day. Live tunes, camping, handlebar. What's handlebar? I don't know. I gotta go check this out. Anyway, do you remember going to Supercross back in the day in the stadiums and the whole arena would be filled with 2-stroke smoke and the sound of the ring ding as they fly through the air? Yeah, I miss that. So this is gonna be a pretty bitchin' event to bring back those memories. Next. Now let's bring it to Arizona. What's coming up? April 11th and 12th, we are going to have the Core Off-Road UTV season finale, as well as exhibition races. Class 11, amateur trucks, and pro trucks. So the UTVs are always fun to watch, but the Class 11, I think, always steals the show. So if you happen to be in the Phoenix or surrounding areas, you're going to want to go check it out at Firebird Raceway and check out Core Off-Road for more information. Okay, next event. I'm super stoked to bring this one to you because I've had a few people ask me over the years to do an off-road swap meet here in Arizona, and I just never put the pieces together, right? But check this out. The AZ Off-Road Swap Meet, partnering with Bro Industries, is bringing you one on April 6th, 2025, where 6750 West Thunderbird Road out in Peoria, and it's free. We haven't had an off-road swap meet here in Phoenix for a long time, so if you've got parts, dig them out, bring them out. You can set up for free. If you got some money burning a hole in your pocket, head over here and check it out. See if you can't get yourself a good deal or two. I am definitely going to be showing up at this event and checking it out and see if I can't find any great deals on some vintage sandcar parts and maybe some 13B parts and maybe some paddles and some seats and some other. I don't know. Anyhow, I love off-road swap meets. Go and check it out. What do we have coming up next? If you're more of a hardpack guy or gal or family, you're going to want to check this event out. We have the Southern Nevada Off-Road Enthusiasts. I always wondered what SNOR stood for, but I just read that and figured it out. What do they got going on? The Family Fun Days, Saturday, April 26th in White Hills, Arizona. Trail ride, poker run, barbecue, games, prizes, and all ages welcome. This one promises to be a good time. If you happen to be near White Hills, Arizona, go check it out. I think I got one more Coming up on April 23rd through the 26th is Desert Storm Performance Boating, the largest performance boating event in the Western U.S. And what are you going to find there? Cruising for a Cause, Kickoff Party, Desert Storm Street Party, Parade of Power, Poker Run, Card Turn-In, Dock Party, SCBS Shootout, Rockin' Awards. This is just an epic event. You're definitely going to want to go check this out if you happen to be anywhere near Lake Havasu. Okay, moving on to the next. I think that was it for Arizona. Where are we going to move on to? Washington, right? Who knew? I mean, I guess the folks that go there know, but anyhow. What's happening? Moses Lake Sand Dunes, Easter Egg Hunt, and Poker Run Saturday, April 19th at noon. This is brought to you by the Sand Scorpions, and take a look at this list of sponsors. Wow. All right, so what's happening out there? Biggest and best, 20,000 Easter eggs spread across 5 acres, and it is to be held in the red zone on the west side of the Sand Dune Beach. Okay, was that it for Washington? Yeah, moving on. How about the Boise, Idaho Off-Road Expo, April 25 and 26? So what have we got? Outdoor Expo. Oh, here. Our goal is to bring together off-roaders and promote local off-road businesses. Come check out cool stuff while getting in some off-road land use. Boise Off-Road and Outdoor Expo, Garden City, Idaho. Looks like a big indoor event like we usually see at some of these off-road shows, so if you happen to be local, go check it out. Next. But wait, there's more. I told you on the thumbnail that there are a ton of events happening in the month of April, and we're still going. Perhaps you're a Kansas Duner, so being held at America's Oasis, what do we have? Kansas Sand Diggers, Old School Weekend, April 26th. So this is going to be a cool sandcar event. You know, I'm really happy to see that we're getting more and more shows with the sandcars, right? Since the side-by-sides have pretty much annihilated the sandcar market. Yeah, America's Oasis, they have camping and they've got a pretty cool dune area out there. You're going to want to check it out. But if you got an old cool sandcar, or if you just old school at heart and you want to go check them out, hit up America's Oasis on April 26th. Okay, moving on. And our final event for the Oregon Duners. What do we have? The Shakedown or Breakdown in Half Moon Bay Campground, brought to you by the Dune Hooligans. What is it? It's time to work out the bugs and the kinks out of the cars from all the upgrades and changes we made in the off season, which, you know, they're just starting their season right now because Glamis and Dumont, well, you know, I haven't got to the weather yet. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's one of those things where everybody gets together, brings all their sand cars, maybe your other off-road vehicles, and a whole bunch of tools, and everybody just goes beats the crap out of them to find out what's going to break and what needs to be fixed, and then rock and roll, you're set up for the rest of the season. I think it's a great idea. So thank you to Robert Couples and Dune Hooligans for setting up an event. I think we're going to have to do something like this down in Glamis at the beginning of next season. I don't know. Great idea, guys. Okay, so that's it for all the events. We're going to get into the weather, and we'll go ahead and close this out. Well, I usually close out the weather with a live cam view from Boardmanville Trading Post of the Imperial Sand Dunes Recreation Area, but the camera seems to be down, so we'll tell you this. Glamis and Dumont, extremely hot. Oceano Pismo, Oregon, the other dune complexes we said, what is that? Idaho, Washington, Kansas, all that. Michigan, we didn't do any events for Michigan. I wonder if there's anything going on. That weather is going to be super nice, and their seasons are just ramping up. So I guess we'll go ahead and close this out by saying thank you for watching. See you at the Sand Sports Super Show 2025 in the Costa Mesa building, and we will certainly see you in the dunes.